Okay, well, it's coming up winter beater season again. Well, actually, well along. I have a bit of a winter beater conundrum. So I was shopping for winter beaters this year, and you know, I always like to get a good beater going. And as you know, we redid the Renault 5 a couple of years ago, and the trouble is that whatever you drive in the winter, you're kind of consigning it to the scrapper because, you know, it's going to rust. So I was shopping around for winter beaters, and I like, you know, to me winter beaters are big, comfy American barges with good heaters and, you know, nice to make you smile, you know, keep you warm, you know, reliable, start easily. I don't care how much gas it burns. I don't use it very much anyway. So I'm looking around for big barges, 70s winter beaters, and the thing is, I don't have time for a project because we got 4 cars on the go right now anyway. So if I got no time for a project, it means I got to buy something that's totally roadworthy, that needs very little work. Well, anything that's roadworthy is $5,000, and I'm thinking, $5,000. I mean, that's just crazy. And then I look out the window, and you know, why? What am I gonna do? I'm basically looking for this exact car. So I just thought, well, I hardly drive it at all anymore. Let's just fire it up, put some winter tires on it, and for the very little driving I need it for. The thing is, I could drive the truck, but the heat is crap. Those diesel trucks, they make very little heat. It doesn't get stuck, and I'll still use it when I need a truck, but for a lot of my putting around, I just prefer a gasoline engine. So let's see. This thing has been sitting since the last Will It Start video on this car, and it was 30 degrees warmer then. Let's blow the old port off, and maybe she'll go. I don't know. Well, here it goes. Ha! Easy. Footprint is back. Okay, so it actually started. Pretty happy about that. I've got a few things that I need to check out before we can press this into service. Sometimes the alternator quits charging, so there's a bad connection there. The exhaust is obviously failing pretty hard. Tires are not very appropriate. Not even if it was a good one. Anyhow, I just figured, you know, if we're going to waste a bunch of money on a big barge, it might as well be one that I already own, and then anything I do to keep this thing on the road, winter or summer, is at least it's improving the car. It's already got rusty quarters, so it's not like those are going to rust out because I drove it in the winter. Yeah. So maybe we'll be looking into doing some winterization of the Newport here. It seems to be running well enough. I'm going to warm it up, and maybe we should just go around the block if we can. The big thing will be whether or not it ever comes out of this hole here. So let's see what happens. Okay, well, I'm going to probably go put some fresh gas in this baby. Let's go. Not exactly warm in here. I can smell oil burning off the valve covers. So, all systems go, I guess. Pretty impressed, really. Car that had sat for most of a year and didn't really give it any notice, and it's extremely cold today. The trick with these things is you can't really flood them. If it won't start, dump more gas in it. If it still won't start, go buy another one. Okay. Beater time, yeah. Right. Out on the mean streets. Here we go. First, second, third. Transmission still a go. Nice. I think this is the right decision. This, you know, these cars, they make good heat, and they're reliable. How do the brakes feel? Should have checked before we left, I guess. Oh, they feel good. Yes. Beater action. So for anybody unfamiliar with my personal history of this car, I bought this car in like 2002 for $200, and I patched it up then and drove it for several years, and I kind of have always kept it plated, but year after year I use it less and less, and once I got the Fraser on the road, I didn't really use the Newport very much anymore. So it's just kind of sitting around with plates and insurance on it. Oh, there comes a deer. That's something we always got to be watching for here. Usually more than one. So where's the other ones? Huh? Okay. So anyway, it's not really worth anything. I kind of tried selling it. I couldn't get a reasonable offer on it. And so I decided that rather than go shopping for a big American beater, you know, I mean, everything I looked at was everything I looked at was more than I could get for this car, and presumably in no better shape. So I just decided to hell with it. I love this car. Let's just drive it. It's a 1972 Newport Royal, which was really the cheapest one they made. And it's got a 400 cubic inch with a 2-barrel, and it always starts right up. It's, you know, it's got 133,000 plus miles on it. And I figure if it's on the road, it'll be getting more maintenance summer or winter than if I were to just leave it parked in the yard. So I think in the end this was the right call. Car certainly doesn't seem to care. It's running really well. It's going to be a bit thirsty, so I'm going to throw $100 worth of gas in it, and we'll see what happens. And oh, wanted to just quickly say that looks like all of the Fury shirts have shipped, so you should be getting yours in the mail very soon. And thank you again so much to everybody who bought a shirt. It was the best-selling shirt we've ever done, and that's really cool. And thank you again, guys. And we'll see you all on Saturday. Gas station. It's a regular contributor.
Same old shit.